Right, a pleasant good night. So there's the fit and the bearing front left bad. Right, so if you listen, you should hear and you're seeing how it not spinning smooth. Alright, so you're hearing the noise. Right, well, I didn't show when we take off everything, right? But there's the rotor this, right? We had the brakes caliper hang up. Take out the axle as well to check the axle was looking bent. We'll take it out to make sure. Right? That is inside the transmission, the differential where the axle going in. Now the axle seal. The axle seal on the right side bad, so I'll show that just now. Right, so this side again the bearing bad. So we're going and use the slide hammer, pull it out. Alright, we're changing it right on the vehicle. There's the bad side. I'm going across on the next side so you'll hear and see the difference. Alright, so this side is the good side. Right, we take out the axle on this side. We can see there, but I'll go under the vehicle to get a better shot. We took out the axle on this side because the seal, the transmission seal on this side bad, so it's leaking oil. Right, but what's the difference? Right? No noise. The only little scratching noise you're hearing is the rotor just rubbing on the disc pad. But so that is the difference in the good bearing and the bad bearing. That was causing the whole car to vibrate at once you cross 30 kilometers. You're hearing this humming song through the whole vehicle. And then it had the whole vehicle vibrating as well. How we was able to narrow it down, when you listen you could hear which side the car originating from. And as well when you turn the steering, when you turn to the right, to the left, and the weight transfer to the left, you hear it more. When you turn to the right and you get more weight on the right, the song was easing up. So that was signs that it was the bearing on the left side. Right, so just going under the vehicle to show the seal, how the seal bad. Right, so this tool here is to pull out the axle seal where in the transmission. Right, so we go in and look at the seal now. Right, so there's a close up on the axle seal. So there's the one that was leaking. Right, so we're going to change this axle seal as well as we already take out everything. Right, so we get the hub off, slide hammer. Right, so we had to take the bearing separator and see if we get all the race. Right, there's the bearing. Here's the split ring. Right, so we go in and see if we get out the split ring. I need my both hands. Right, and then press out the bearing. Right, so we get out the ring. Right, so now it's just use the puller, pull out the bearing. and carry it to get a new bearing, so by tomorrow we should be good to go. Right, so bearing out. Right, this is the puller kit we use, but because it's one hand I was operating with, I couldn't make no video. Right, there's the old bearing, and in the back here there's the magnetic pickup for the ABS. So if we watch and we put in my screwdriver, you'll see that it magnetized. Right, so when the bearing going in, the magnet had to go on the inside, right, and through that hole there, that is where the ABS sensor will go. Right, so there's the ABS wheel speed sensor. So it is have a little air gap there, and this is pickup. So that is what is telling the speed of the vehicle. Right. Right, so let's get the bearing and press it in, mount back up everything. I had to go and cut out this race and chisel it out. And yeah, we're good to go. Alright, so we get the bearing. This for the fit. There's the part number, NSK is the brand. Right. This side facing the outside, this side facing the inside, because there's the side with the magnet. That's going to be communicating with the ABS wheel speed sensor. Right, so we can see the magnet. Right, and we putting it on the vehicle again. So what we want to do is find one of these plates here that fit in the outer diameter. So when we're pressing it in, because we don't want to press the inside and push out the arm in a race. Right, so this one looking like it fit in snug there. The next size up is this one smaller. Right, so this one might be the ideal size. Right, so we could use this one to start it at least, and then use the other one to push it in. Right, so I'll show the setup when I reach by the vehicle. Right, and there's the hub after we take out the inner bearing race. Right, so this was on here. We use a grinder with a cutting this and cut it like that, and then you'll see the grooves at the X, and then take a chisel and tap it and it break, and just prise it out. You could use heat, or you could use a bearing puller, a bearing race separator, and use it on a press. Right, but that is what we use. So the bearing pushing in the knuckle, the hub now will come here and get pressing the bearing when it's on the vehicle. Right, so this is how we're doing the setup for the to pull it in. Right, we're using this size here, the smaller one. It have two. We're using the smaller one, so it's fitting in, see there, and the lip where the bearing supposed to rest. When I pull it in, it will stop there. Right, there's some WD-40 hard spray to make sure, prevent any kind of rusting, so I wipe out that, and then we will proceed or record the setup. Right, so there's the setup here, right? We have the bolt for the puller, we have the backing for the puller and the bearing, this magnetic part for the bearing with the speed sensor going inside. Right, so it fits in like this. Right, Then we're using this piece to go in the back. Right, so we're using that piece to go in the back. Right, and then we put in on the nut and the washer in the back. Right, so for this puller, the nut is a 32 millimeter. The bolt is a 27 millimeter. Right, so we're making sure everything center. So when we pull in the bearing, it should pull in straight. Right. So basically that is set up there. Right, so bearing pressing, right, enough there to see the lip top of the ring, right, and then to press in the hub. So the lock ring on there, right, now just press in the hub and mount back up. So now we go in and press in the hub, right, so the hub going like that, right, same puller, we put in the thread in the bolt through the center here, put in a plate in the back and pulling it up. Alright, so there's the setup here to pull in the hub, the bolt in, right. And we're just pulling it in with hand, almost reach. So the bearing assembly up, and you realize the difference from yesterday. Smooth. Right, so it's time just to change the axle seal, both of them, and then put up the axles and reassemble. Put back in some transmission oil and we're good to go. And there's the right side axle where the axle seal is supposed to go. Right, there's the new seal. Right.